Shanti. That's Pratas Smarami Hridi Samspuradatmatattvam Sukham Paramahamsagatim Turiyam Yasvapnajagarat Sushuptim Avaiti Nityam Tad Brahmanish Kalamaham Nachabhuta Sangha Pratah Smarami. I think of, I dwell, I think of in the morning. Morning means always here. Pratah, early in the morning, it implies I always think of. I dwell on this. Pratah Smarami. On what? Atma Tattvam. The truth called Atma. Or the truth of Atma. The truth called Atma or the truth of Atma. What is the truth of Atma? That is said in the rest of the lines. Hridi Samspurat, that which shines, that which reveals itself in one's mind, hrit, in one's heart. Even though Atma as the truth of all is everywhere, as everything, yet there are some special places, special in the sense easy for us to comprehend, easy for us to relate to for the sake of understanding. So some places. One such special place is our heart, the heart. We don't refer to the physical heart here. We refer to the conscious entity which is capable of seeing, thinking, etc. Seeing, thinking, feeling, knowing. Can you just can you tell them to do the work afterwards? You tell office, yeah. So the principle, the entity by which I see, I hear, I think, I feel, I know, that is the Hrit. And not only that, where there is this aham, 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 that's Puranam, that's Pandanam, that's Puranam is there, aham, the I-ness, manifesting as the I-ness. That is the Hridi Samspurat. That is invariable, we see, in and through all my experiences, the only invariable entity. Hridi Samspurat. In the Upanishads, it is said, Angushta Matraha Purushaha. Angushta, Anguti. Angushta is the thumb. Matraha. Like even if I hold my fist and then there can be a space within, right? The space when I hold this, when I clasp my fingers like this. How much this space can hold? About the thumb size, that's all. Right? So the space possibly can contain when I hold my fingers like this is something about the size of the thumb. That's all. So this like this, what is in my clasp, within the hole, within that space, what can be held? What can be held? The thumb. What something of the size of the thumb. Okay. So Like that, the heart is more or less something like size of the fist, they say. More or less. There can be slight variations also. But on an average, is the size of the fist, they say, the mushti. Okay. And the heart walls are thick, we know. And the space within, how much space can be there? Something like the size of the thumb, something like. Not exactly, need not be, something like that. Comparable to the size of the thumb. So, in the heart, right, there's a space. In the physical heart, I am saying, in the flesh, mamsa kanda, the flesh part, called the organ called heart, that space can be something like the size of the thumb. Now, in the scripture, in the Upanishads, it is recommended that the seeker, where do I think of myself or Ishvara? Suppose I meditate on Ishvara. Where do I think? In me, Ishvara is in me. Then, where do I think of Ishvara? Meditate upon. The easiest, the best is the heart. So, where does Ishvara abide? In the heart. So, inside the heart. Like the Ishvara fills, like even the fist space, okay, the fist space is filled by the thumb. Here, in this example, okay, the fist space is filled by the thumb. So too, the heart space, hridaya akasha, the heart space is filled by Ishvara. That is the idea. Okay, like even the fist space is filled by the thumb, occupied by the thumb, filled by the thumb. So to the heart space is filled by Ishvara. That is the spirit behind this. The saying Angushta Matraha Purusha. Right? There can be other interpretations, other meanings may be given, but this is the primary meaning. Like what fills my heart is Ishvara. That is the idea. So the heart is a very profound place for the seeker to meditate upon Ishvara, Atma. And how does Ishvara or Atma manifest in the heart? Filling the heart, okay? Filling the heart. Here remember, the heart we take from the organ heart to the entity which is capable of cognizing, perceiving, experiencing, feeling, right? Willing, wishing, right? All that. So, the heart, me, the mind, in the heart, the mind, Ishvara fills. Ishvara is filled in the heart. This is how we meditate upon. And why do we meditate? Why is it so? Because the truth of the heart is Ishvara, which is Atma, Brahman. The truth of it. The truth of my seeing, the truth of my hearing, feeling, experiencing is what? Is me, the Atma. Right? And that is why it is an Hridi. Hridaya is said to be an exalted place for meditation upon Ishvara and also Atma Tattva. And in my heart, in my mind, how does it shine? How does Atma shine? As the seer, as the hearer, as the thinker, right? As the doer. Like even, how does clay manifest? Clay manifest as the pot, okay? As the pot, clay is manifesting here. So too, I, the Atma, manifest as the thinking, feeling, knowing, all that. That is a Hridi Samspurat. Atma Tattvam, which is Hridi Samspurat, always shining in the heart. Aham, aham, aham iti. This we saw yesterday, the constant, invariable presence, invariable light. Light is all metaphorical. We should not take it as physical light. It is not physical light, it is metaphorical. Like light. That is self-shining. To be, to reveal, it does not need any other extraneous agent, extraneous light is not necessary. I am not. I am not because of something. I am. Unconditionally, I am. So, this is a, how do we know that I am? How do I know that I exist? How do I know? This is a philosophical question. Some philosophers raise that question. One famous philosopher said this: I think, therefore I am. He said, how do I know that I exist? Because I think. If I don't exist, I would not be thinking. I think my thinking, that I am thinking, cannot take place if I don't exist. So I think this is there, this I know, and therefore I exist. I think, therefore I am. One famous philosopher, French philosopher, René Descartes, very famous philosopher. So this is that means, does it mean that I exist because I think? That is, I know that I am because that I am, because I think, I hear, I see. That is not the correct, that's not the complete picture. I think because I am. That is also true. It is not therefore I am, not always. Because I am, I exist. Because I exist, thinking can take place. That is the import of the philosopher's thinking. Okay. So, I exist and therefore I can think, right? Therefore I can feel. Clay exists, therefore the pot, it can manifest as the pot. It is not that pot proves the clay. Pot proves the existence of the clay. It is not so, right? Pot does not prove the existence of the clay. It is the clay which lends existence to the pot. For the sake of understanding, one may say, suppose I show this pot to a kid, okay, some 3 years old, 2 years old kid, something. A kid who can understand, who knows that this is a pot. Now, if the kid wants to know what is clay, right? The kid has heard about clay, mud, and then earth. And then, if the kid wants to know, I say, the pot is the indication of the clay. So, pot proves the clay. The clay, is the pot there? Yes. What is the pot made of? Pot is made of clay. Therefore, the pot proves the clay. This is only for the sake of understanding. That does not, it's not really so. It is the clay which lends existence to the pot. Only for the sake of understanding it is said. Right? Therefore, here, I am, therefore I think. That is the truth. But for the sake of understanding, we may say, I think, therefore I exist. Okay. Therefore I am. Here, my existence is Svatasiddha, independent. I, the Atma, I am self-existing, self-revealing. This is a phrase. Svatasiddha. Svataha, by itself, independently. Siddha, existing. Self-existent. And Swaprakasha, self-revealing. Right? Like, you remember recall the example of the lamp in the theatre, Nataka Deepa. So the lamp shines by itself. The lamp does not need another light to reveal its presence. And therefore, the lamp is self-revealing. And not only self-revealing, it reveals the other entities, all entities in the hall, in the theatre, in the Nataka Shala. People's presence and people's movements and activities, and then the absence of all activity also, the lamp shines itself, not undergoing any change. That is the Kriti Samspurat. I am the Sakshi, I am the Samvit, which is self-shining. Kriti Samspurat, as the thinker, feeler, doer. This status keeps on changing. Thinker, one time I am thinker. Next moment, I shift, I look at an object, I am the seer. Next moment, I hear something, I am the hearer. Then I feel something, I am the feeler. So this is changing. These are all vyavritta. We saw these are all mutually explosive, distinct. In and through all these mutually exclusive, the invariable anuvritta, thinker, feeler, hearer, these are all vyavritta, variable, mutually distinct. Whereas I am the anuvritta, invariable presence, as the sakshi, as the truth. Hridi samspurat atma tattvam aham smarami. Here prataha as a habit. I cultivate a habit of dwelling on the Atma Swarupa, right? Being aware of Atma Swarupa always. Here prataha implies sada smarami, right? Sada smarami. In order for me to do sada means always. Always I think of always I dwell, I keep in my awareness. I keep it's open, keep it available for me, this truth that I am the Atma Tattvam. And in order for me to have this always, I have to habituate, I have to cultivate the habit. And for that prataha, start with that. I said now the initial habit. Form the initial habit, the seed habit. Then that seed habit transforms into the part of the person, a natural habit. So, prataha smarami. And then Satchit Sukham, the Atma Tattvam, which is Satchit Sukham, is Satchidananda Swarupa, Purna Swarupa, Paramahamsa Gatim. I am the Gati, Atma is the Gati of all Paramahamsas. Hamsa, Paramahamsa, the mumukshus, the ardent seekers. Variety of the different grades of seekers depending upon their effort. Some people, some seekers put in lot of effort, right? Put in lot of effort. That is tapas. That atma, adhyatma, vishaya, all the effort, that is all tapas. Some people put in more effort. Some are not able to put in more full-fledged effort, right? To the extent possible, some people do. Therefore, there are different levels, intensities of the effort put in. And also, the level of readiness also varies. Person to person, the level of readiness varies. Given at any given moment, all are not at the same level of preparedness. It is not like a military, a battalion or something, not a smaller group, what do you call that? A contingent, something. Say some group of military personnel, police personnel, like they are all platoon, division and all that, small, very small groups. And then all of them more or less are in the same level of capacity, more or less. Even then, there will be differences, yet more or less. Instead of sending one soldier, the commander may send another soldier also, right? To do a particular job. To do a particular job, one soldier or any other soldier also. There it's all more or less equal. But that is physically they are ready, and mentally to take the job of the soldier they are ready. But here we are not talking about such capacities. This is preparedness, maturity, the inner purity. This may vary from different person to another, one person to another in a given point of time. Not only that, even in the case of one person, the readiness, the level of the openness, readiness, availability, energy in the heart, enthusiasm in the heart, in the mind, may change from time to time. When I am healthy, then I am more cheerful. When I am lacking in health, mind lacks cheer also, enthusiasm it lacks. Therefore, even when one person, the level of preparedness at the particular moment it may change from moment to moment. Therefore, there being different grades of people, You see, all are seeking, even though all are seeking, but not everyone is a Paramahamsa. Not everyone is a Paramahamsa at a given moment. Later on, all in time, Kale, in Kalagatau, in Kalagati, all will become Paramahamsas. At some point of time, all will become Paramahamsa. Okay. But not now, not at this moment. Therefore, the Paramahamsa is an ardent seeker, the Mumukshu, Tivra Mumukshu, and for that person, Gatim. And also Hamsa, I said, no, stands for purity. The highest, the high order of inner purity, inner readiness, preparedness. And that person gains this Paramahamsa Gati. I am not Paramahamsa. Suppose say, I am not Paramahamsa. And how can I get this Gati? Become a Paramahamsa. Do what is needed to be a Paramahamsa. No, I cannot do it now. No. Keep doing. Shanaihi Shanaihi Uparametu. Right? Keep doing. I cannot stand on top of Everest right now. I cannot stand on top of. Okay. As far as if you can climb Everest or any mountain, suppose you can climb a mountain, put one step, just one step at a time. Right? So, in Kalagati, in due course, people become the ardent seeker. This is like the bug, the Vedanta bug. Okay? The Vedanta bug. If once it enters my mind, वो अपना काम करके ही रहेगा, छोड़ेगा आपको. Okay? It will do its job and then only will leave you. This is Hina Upama. Okay? Vedanta is not like a bug. It's not a bug. So it's a Hina Upama, an inferior example. Like a mosquito comes and sits, it will leave only after having its job done. So the Vedanta thought that Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, that the seeking culminates. You remember in the Atma Bodha, Swayam Nashyet Jalam Katakarenuvat, right? Ajnana Kalusham Jivam, Jnana Abhyasam Nirmalam Kritva, then Swayam Nashyet Jalam Katakarenuvat. Having done its job only, it will leave. Thank God it is so. Otherwise, I have to keep on holding that. Vedanta, oh Vedanta, don't go away from me. I have to hold on to the book tight, hold to her heart, because any moment it may go away from me. No, thank God it does not go away. Why? Because that is my Purushartha. That is my Purushartha. Therefore it never goes away from me. And then, so therefore, the Paramahamsa Gati, the Gati, the highest goal that is gained by a Paramahamsa. Also, the word we see Paramascha, Hamsascha, and Asau Gatihi cha. And that is Parama, that is Hamsa, and that is the Gati. That is the abode, that is the goal. So this is the highest goal that I seek. Human goals, the whole I see, the fullness, fulfillment is what I see. An abiding fullness, an abiding satisfaction, with which I can live in fullness. This is what we seek, and that is the Gati. And this is the Hamsa, this is the pure, ever pure, and Parama, the highest truth, Parama Hamsa Gatim. And this is next phrase, next Turiyam, it is considered as, counted as the fourth, as the truth of Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti. Turiyam, which is untouched by all the three. I am like Akasha. Akasha. In Akasha, everything is there. Akasha sustains everything. Wonder, it's a wonder. You look at things, the Srishti, everything is a wonder. It's all wonder, wonder. All things wise and wonderful. Okay. So it's a wonder. All are sustained in Akasha. Akasha holds everything. Big thing like a planet, the small thing like an atom, it holds everything. And then yet it is undivided, it's not divided by Akasha. The Akasha is not divided by any of the entities. Planets or atoms do not divide Akasha, do not create a cleft, a cleavage, break in the Akasha. There is no break. And because the planets exist in Akasha, is Akasha affected, changed in any way? No, not a wee bit. Okay? No change. Untouched by the planet that's hanging in the Akasha. Akasha sustains everything. What a wonder. Sustains everything, yet is unaffected, untouched by anything, any changing entities or limited entities. And here we have another Akasha in our heart. It's called Hridaya Akash, the space of the heart, of the mind. How many thoughts can I hold, can I have? Infinite thoughts I can have. Right? Within 1 minute, my heart, my mind jumps over to 1,000 things. Right? Sitting here, I think about Mars. Okay? What's happening? If suppose I am a scientist, space scientist, then sitting here, I think about something happening in the Mars. Right? Sitting here. I can go to far off places, manojavam, they say, no? Speed of the mind. Speed of the mind, that is, I can reach, I can think of something immediately. Light takes time to travel, right? But my mind doesn't take time to travel. It just, the moment I think of, it reaches there. So, that heart, that mind, reaches any number of thoughts, and how many, it doesn't get crowded, right? My heart does not get crowded with thoughts. It's not like one more thought finds space to enter into my heart, squeezing. No, it has its full existence. Every thought has its full free space in my heart. Like space, thoughts entertain in the heart. Experiences arise in the heart. All that happen. But then I am untouched. This is the beauty, right? I hold everything, I sustain everything, my sight, my hearing, my thinking, my wanting, right? My feeling happy, my being cheerful, effortful, all that I entertain, yet I am untouched. Turiyam, that is the Turiyam. Holding everything, sustaining everything, but I am free from all, any of this. Turiyam. Then further he says, Chit Paramanpragatim Turiyam. Yat Swapna Jagara Sushuptim Avaiti. That is aware of all that is happening in Jagrata Avastha, Swapna and Sushupti. Nityam, which is ever present. Since the word Satyam, Sat, Satchit, Sukham, Sat is mentioned already, we can say Nityam Avaiti, always aware of, ever aware of all that is happening in all the three states of existence. Jagrat, Swapna, stage of experience. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. And then Tat Brahma, that Brahman, that infinite Brahma, Nishkalam, free from all aspects, parts. My body has parts, like hands and legs, it has parts. But I, the Atma, I am partless. I am not made up of parts. If I am made up of parts, then there is a problem. First thing, I have to be made up first. I have to be created. Suppose I make a clay doll, then I have to make a head, I have to make hands, I have to make legs, and then trunk, etc. I have to make, that's what they normally do. They make parts and then attach parts and then make it one doll. Okay? So, suppose I Atma also is made up of kala, parts, then somebody has to make me, put me together, make my hand and then attach, make legs and then attach. Okay. As an attachment, as an appendage, things have to be added. Nishkala. And what will happen if one kala, one aspect is gone? I will become vikala, I will become free. I bereft of that kala, devoid minus that aspect. Suppose I lose my hand, suppose a person loses the hand. So that person minus the hand. Okay. But body minus the hand, now all right, but not me. Right? I am not made up of parts so as to become full by adding parts or become incomplete by losing part. Okay? If I lose part, then I become incomplete. That is not the case with Atma. Body, yes. Mind also, yes. Mind also has sukshma angas, sukshma aspects, at least functionally. Right? Functionally, like manaha, buddhi, chittam, ahankara, various aspects. Mind is also made up of certain kalas, sukshma kala, but I am nishkala, I am the sakshi alone. Nishkalam. And then the text says, Acharya says, Aham tat Brahma, I am that Brahma. Mahavakya he brings in here, I am that Brahman. I the Atmanam, which is said in the first line, Atma Tattvam. Atma Tattvam is Brahma, and that I am. Okay? And then he says, this is Anvaya. And then Vyatireka says, Nacha Bhuta Sangaha. I am not merely the Sangha. Sangha is assemblage. Notice it is Gha. Sangha, that Ka, Kha, Ga. Sangha is association. Here Sangha is assemblage. It's an assemblage put together. Sanghata. Sangha. Bhutanam Sangha. An assemblage made up of Bhutas. This body is a Bhuta Sangha. Prithvi, Panchabhuta, made of Panchabhuta. My mind also is made up of Sukshma Bhutas. In the process of presenting, in the understanding, we see mind is also made up of Sukshma Bhutas. Right? Sukshma Bhuta. So mind also is an assemblage. Sukshma Shariram is made up of 17 kalas. We see in the Tattva Bodha we saw. Right? Pancha Karmendriya, Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Prana, and then Manaha and Buddhi 17. Sometimes add the Chittam and Ahankara also 19. So Sukshma Shariram also is an assemblage being made up of Bhuta Sangha. I am not merely a Bhuta Sangha, and I am not an assemblage. Bhuta is inert and Sangha an assemblage. Assemblage of an inert entities. I am not something which is made up by putting together some lifeless objects and then I come into being. It's not like have a balloon and then fill the balloon with the air. Fill it and then balloon is filled with the air. So create the human body and then breathe life into the body. Then I become a live entity. I become a conscious being. That is not so. It is not so. Right? Therefore, I am not merely the assemblage of these inert bhutas. First of all, I am not assemblage, and then I am not inert. I am consciousness, I am Chaitanya, and I am Nishkala, I am not a Sangha. Now, when you say Sangha, one thing it is made up of parts. Without that parts, it will be incomplete. One thing, okay? If it lacks some part, then it is incomplete. It may be functional, all right? But still it is incomplete. Incomplete it will become. One thing. I am not like that. I am not incomplete because I am not made up of parts. I am one wholesome entity always. In me there is no division. You know the what is it called? Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata, Veda. The limitations in terms of Sajatiya, belonging to same species, Vijatiya, belonging to different species, and then Swagata, having in its own inner differences, inner parts, like inner divisions. I am free from all divisions. I am Aparichinna. Again, care of Atma Bodha, Parichinna Ivabhati, right? Upadi, because of Upadi, it becomes appears as if Parichinna, as if limited. Not really. Like even the part space appears like Parichinna because of the part, the Upadi. Space itself is unlimited, undivided. So too I am undivided. Bhuta Sangha, if I am made up of, if I am Bhuta Sangha, then one thing I will be inert first of all, and then I will become complete only when I have all the parts. And if any part is missing, then I will become incomplete. That is not the truth of me. Right? We know people who have some deficiencies like physical ability, certain parts they may be missing. They also have that wholesome, the entities, that I is full in them, right? Like even I have all the parts intact, I have that full I. Even a person who lacks certain limbs also, that I is very much in full. It is not dependent upon the presence or absence of the limbs. Okay. One more thing is, any assembly is to be put together by some entity other than the assembly itself. Right? An assembly cannot put itself together. Right? Because to put together, so how do I attach my limbs, my hands for example? With my own hands I cannot attach my own hands. Right? So an assembly by itself does not create itself. Now we have machines which assemble parts, but then that assembled machine cannot assemble itself, right? And also even that assembling machine has to be operated by some sentient person, some operator who is not part of the machine. Okay, so the assembly means put together by somebody else. Who is the somebody else? If I am put together, who is the one who puts me together? Who is the one? There is none. Also, the assembly, any assembly is inert. It does not have a purpose of its own. There is no purpose. The table has no goals, objectives, its own object. Suppose I ask the table, what's the goal of your life? What do you want to be? I want to be a rock star. I want to walk on the moon. No such ambition, nothing, no. Inert. Okay? Therefore, a table has no purpose for itself. For itself it has no purpose. It serves the purpose of some sentient being like me. I use the table, I make the table, I buy the table, I use the table, and the table is for my use, me the conscious being. A table itself has no purpose for itself. Right? I may keep the table in good condition for my sake. I use the table, I keep the table in good shape, I clean the table, and then I repair, I make it, paint it, etc. I keep it in good shape for my own purposes. I keep my car in condition not for the car's sake. The car does. We say the car needs a wash. Car wants a wash, but then it's not that the car tells me I want a wash. It does not. I feel that my car, I should give a wash to the car so that I can use it. I can use it properly. Therefore, any sanghata, assemblage, anything put together serves the purpose of someone who is not an integral part of the sanghata, assemblage. I, the owner of the car or the maker of the car, I am not part and parcel of the car. I am not. Okay? So it serves my purposes. By itself, for itself, it has no purpose to serve. Nothing, because it is inert. So too my body, etc. and mind, they don't have a big purpose, they don't have any purpose for themselves. The body itself does not want to be young, healthy, strong. The body itself has no such ambitions. I, the one who wielder of the body, the user of the body, I want my body to be healthy and strong enough for my purposes. Body itself does not want. my skin needs a lotion, my skin needs some conditioner. This skin needs this soap. Skin itself, body itself does not want anything. It does not has its own, its own ambitions, its own purposes. It's nothing. But it serves my purposes. My purpose it serves. It is my body. It's an assemblage, serves the master, me. So too the mind also is, that is the truth of the mind also. Mind by itself has its own great ambitions, etc. But I, the Jiva, my purposes, mind helps, mind serves. So, I am not the Bhuta Sangaha, I am not the inert assemblage of the Panchabhutas. I am the sentient being, I am free from parts, Nishkalaha, Brahma, Aham. Anything that is made up of parts is subject to disintegration also. Right? After some time, this table is fine, strong enough. After some time, after some years, this table starts shaking. Loda, it starts shaking. The car, if I don't maintain in condition, even if I maintain in good condition, fit, after some years, it becomes deela, loose. Right? In disintegration takes place. Whereas me, I am not the one who is made up of parts to disintegrate over time, to rust, to wear out. I am not. Okay, it does not happen with me. I am Nishkalam Brahma Nacha Bhuta Sangha. This I am the Bhuta Sangha is the mistake in ignorance. I take myself to be the body and mind complex, and I suffer. And untellable sufferings I have undergo, samsara, because of my ignorance, because of my error in taking the body as me. I am as good as the body. This feeling, this notion is very, very strongly rooted. It's easy to say that I am not the body, I am not the mind, it's very easy. Anyone can say, even I can say that. Anybody can say that I am not the body, I am not the mind. But to know that, that's a different story. To own that, that's a different story. Why me? Why only I can say that? Even a tape recorder will say that. Even a parrot trained will say that I am not the body, I am not the body. Even the parrot can say that. So it is not. It's one thing to say. But it's another thing to understand. It's you. That is, I am the truth of the body. I am not merely the body. The truth, understanding is something. That's what we are looking into. That's what we are trying to digest. We are trying to assimilate. Bhuta Sangaha, the habitual error I have been committing, and I need to replace now Nacha Bhuta Sangaha. I am not just the assemblage called the body. I am the truth of the body. I am Atma. Right? Body is Nama Rupa. I am the truth of that Nama Rupa. I am free from the limitations, Janma, Mrityu, etc. I am free from that. So the habitual error is corrected by this habit of cultivating the ambition. Nacha Bhuta Sangaha. Now, move on to the next verse. Pratar bhajami manasa vachasa magamyam vacho vibhanti nikhila yadanugrahena yanneti neti vachanair nigama avochuhu yanneti neti vachanair nigama avochuhu tam deva devam ajam achyutam ahuragryam achyutam ahuragryam Pratah bhajami. Bhajami, I take recourse to, I seek. I ardently seek, consistently, with a commitment, I seek. Seek to understand. Pratar bhajami, I seek with my mind, manasa, with all my heart. Manasa, as a total person, wholly I am behind this seeking. I seek as full person. It's important. This seeking, when I seek to know, to understand myself, when I seek to understand Ishvara, when I am seeking fullness, fulfillment, unconditional, total fulfillment, when I am seeking, I have to be fully behind it. I am to be full. I am the seeker in full. Okay? The seekerhood has to be full, total. There cannot be a part of me is seeking, part of me is not seeking. Right? A part of me wants it, a part of me wants something else. Not like, no, Athila Urugal, Chetila Urugal. In Tamil, there's an expression, Athila Urugal, Chetila Urugal. There's a river, and then this fellow is standing, one foot is on the slush, on the mud, earth there. One foot is there, another foot is in the 2 feet of water, in the river, in the stream. Where are you standing? I am standing in the river. Where are you standing? I am standing in the mud, slush. This is unsteady. This is sticky, slippery. What is the stand of that person? Is he standing in water or is he standing on the bank, on the earth? Here or there or nowhere. In English they say, you cannot ride two horses, riding two horses at the same time. We add a twist to that, riding on two horses moving in the opposite direction at the same time. Circus people do that, riding on two horses. They do a lot of things. In circus they do riding on two horses. Anyway, we are not doing a circus, and it's so riding in two horses moving in opposite directions. Suppose a part of me is seeking something, and a part of me is seeking this Atma, Atmastu, Moksha. Pulls within. I am pulled in different directions. Right? This happens with most of us. It happens. I am pulled in various directions. I want to be a freak, but I want to be a saint also. A saintly freak or a freaky saint. I can be either a freak or I can try to be saintly. A freak saint. There is one novel, a book called Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. There is a book. A story about one person, Dr. Jekyll. Okay, he is a practicing physician or something, a medicine man practicing. During daytime, that fellow is Dr. Jekyll. And then after his practice hours, the happy hours start. When the happy hours start, then the fellow turns into Mr. Hyde, a totally different personality, right? Freakish. If we ask the person, hey, are you Dr. Jekyll or are you Mr. Hyde? What are you? Which are you? So the division within, the different distracting pulls. I want to freak out also, and I want to be very, very, what do you call that? Very frugal, very saintly also. I have to be together as a full person. This I am together within. This is very, very important. my head and my heart have to be together. They do not have to pull in different directions, opposing directions, which is what happens for most part of the time. This is what happens. Head tells one thing, my heart tells another thing. My head wants, hey, this is good, this is proper, this is noble. My head is for that. My heart is for whatever that is pleasant, whatever that is freaky, freedom and all that. My heart looks for that. Many a time we see that the pull, there are contradictory pulls from within, right? Therefore, when I am doing something, when I am not together, part of me only is at it. There are inner contradictions within, there is resistance within, there is reluctance within, ignorance within, and then elsewhere attention, importance to something else that is there. Pulls are there. It's very important that I have to be free from this opposing pulls and pushes. Rather, I need to be together. This being together within is called yoga. Is the purpose of all yoga. Whatever yoga terminology we use, this is the purpose. Being together within as a whole person. My head and the heart need to become not necessarily one, but together. Need to become together. That is to say, like even two horses are pulling a carriage, a cart. Two horses or two bullocks are pulling. They need to pull together, right? Not in opposite directions, but in one direction, serving one purpose. Together they pull. So too, my head and the heart need to be together. I need to be as a full person. That's very, very important. This is the purpose of yoga. Yoga is this, being together is union. Union of what? Union for me and my highest goal. Yes, for that, what is an immediate necessity? I need to be full. I need to be together within. My head and the heart need to be together. That is, one understands the language of the other and one's function is in tandem. They work in tandem. Right? Tandem means they work together. We are aware of our varying inner pressures, inner pulls. We have different pressures. But all of them have to come together. All such energies available in me need to come together. Now what's happening? Each energy is pulling me from within in different directions, but all the energies available in me need to come together, work together. This is the yoga. Okay, that is the manasa I bhajami. This is the manasa bhajami. I seek as a whole person, as a person who is together fully. Okay, very, very important. This is the sadhana chatushtaya. Being together is the sadhana chatushtaya, the core of sadhana chatushtaya. Shama, dama, uparati, titiksha, shraddha and all that is all being together. I become a whole person. Anything I do, I am fully at it. Full. I do what I need to do, right? I am very clear about what I need to do. And it is proper. It serves my higher goal. And it is within my dharma. It is my dharma to do this. Dharma means it is right, it's right, it's the right thing to do, proper thing to do. And when doing that, I am fully at it. This is the being together. With manasa bhajami. Okay. It's a very important part, in fact, the core of all the sadhanas. This is the essence, this is the purpose, the essence of all sadhanas. My head and heart remain together. I bring them together. If there are contradictory pulls, I bring them together. Okay, we'll look into this more later. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Sishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Namaha. Hari Om.